Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. We are heading into the dog days of summer right now, the final backyard barbecues and stuff like that. It's a good time to clear out the mosquitoes to protect your family. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, they do 1 or 2 time mosquito service right up through September. I am having them come out to my house tomorrow to do this. Last week I went out in my backyard, had to get a broom to beat the mosquitoes off of me. They were carrying me away. These are some strong mosquitoes to lift me and carry me off. But I was just so tired of it. I called Southeast Termite and Pest Control. We're going to test it, and I'll be telling you all about it. Getting their one-time service, we'll see what it does for me, and I'll be able to tell you. I think you'll be very happy with it. Everybody else is. It's one of the reasons I'm doing it. Southeast Termite and Pest Control, I use them for everything else. I'm using them for this too. You can as well. SoutheastTermite.com to learn more. All right, 3 quick Tennessee topics for these guys. First of all, UT announced this week that their game with Pittsburgh would be called the Johnny Majors Classic this year because he coached at both schools, obviously. They will honor him and his family. Give me a quick answer here. Is this about honoring Majors, or is it an attempt to get people to buy more tickets on that day? Because on the whole, they've sold only 55,000 season tickets this year. There are going to be a lot of tickets available for that UT Pitt game. Is this about honoring Majors, or is this about can we slap a name on this and make it an event to get people to buy tickets?
I don't know. I'm taking a little bit less cynical approach to this. I just think it's common sense. I think it's just looking at a matchup. Johnny Majors just passed away last year, unfortunately, so he's been in headlines anyway lately. Seeing this matchup on the schedule, I think it's a no-brainer for both schools to honor him. He means so much to both programs. It'll maybe help a little bit with ticket sales. I don't know that it makes that much of a difference, but it helps. But I think this is just a common sense decision by a couple schools that obviously could use all the help they can get to market themselves, and this puts them in the spotlight maybe a little bit more for that game.
Okay, less cynical than me. John?
Yeah, I'm less cynical as well, just because I also don't think it'll make much of a marketing impact in terms of ticket sales.
So I don't think it's going to bring 10,000 people in there, but I think you do anything you can to get people to buy a ticket. But
yeah, I guess so. I just think it's more about, we spent the last couple of years knowing this game was on the schedule saying, well, there has to be something for Johnny Majors, so naming it the Johnny Majors Classic is a pretty obvious answer.
Okay. Bob?
I'm usually more cynical than you are. I'll go less cynical.
Okay. So here's my next question, since it's such a no-brainer. Would this be called the Johnny Majors Classic if you hadn't had a change in athletic directors and Philip Fulmer was still the AD?
Oh, well, no, but I mean,
and there we go. All right.
Yeah, but still, I mean, the former Majors thing, though, that is such a over here by itself weird sort of thing. No, I mean, he wasn't going to. No. It would not have been.
I'm not saying this isn't a nice. Again, it's like the statues. I like it. I think it's great. I think it's smart. I think honor the family. But I also think Danny White is a marketer. I think somebody said, "How can we juice some tickets for this?" I think that's part of it.
I think there's a marketing aspect. I don't know about ticket sales. I think it's just about. I think it's just about promoting.
Marketing is for tickets, though, isn't it?
Well, it's on TV. I mean, so I would say it's just about, hey, Johnny Majors coached here, so let's hype up the fact that he was a part of both programs.
Yeah, they're doing it for next year's game too. It's worth mentioning they're doing it at Pittsburgh as well.
Yeah, it's at Pitt too. It's not just in Knoxville.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
helps both programs, but yeah.
Tickets, cash. Sorry. If you're going to have 55,000, if I could get you 55,010, you do what you can. All right, but I'm the lone cynic. I'm the skeptic. I'm the mean person. Next, UT removed Jason Witten, who just retired from the NFL, removed him from the back of the Jumbotron this week, and they replaced him with a big photo of Alvin Kamara. Okay, UT's best alum in the pros today. Makes sense from a recruiting tool. Maybe I'm being a cynic. Robert Nealand is in the second slot, as always. He's always in the middle slot. On the other side, you have Al Wilson. If it's me, I got Kamara there. We've taken Witten down. Al Wilson's had his day, much deserved. Peyton Manning has to be on the back of that Jumbotron, doesn't he? Don't you? Shouldn't it be your greatest coach, your greatest player, and then whoever your top NFL guy is? From a marketing sense, it would be Manning, Nealand, Kamara for me right now.
I'm all in with you on that one, yes.
Yeah, this is totally recruiting. Because Alvin's a terrific player. We'll get to more accomplishments, but it's not all at Tennessee. It's current, present day in the NFL.
Yeah.
I thought Peyton and Eric Berry. Those are the first 2 names that came to mind for me.
Yep.
And go ahead.
I was just going to say, I completely agree with the Peyton idea too, but this is all about recruiting, as Josh said, and I think it makes a ton of sense. But a lot of people obviously had some fun this week about the fact that Tennessee has used Alvin Kamara more since he left Tennessee than they arguably did when he was at Tennessee. That's just some food for thought.
All right. And then last one here. Take a look at this cover of the media guide. Now, this stood out to me. I like the design, by the way. I like the little retro design they came up with for 100 Years at Neyland. There in the center, they're using that throughout the book and throughout the season, I'm guessing. I like that. It's a nice design. I'm not critiquing anybody's artwork. But usually when a school has a new coach take over, the entire cover of the media guide is dedicated to the new coach. It's all about the new coach, new era, new dawn, blah, 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 blah. I see this. It's, what, 80% stadium and 20% down at the bottom. Hey, and we got this guy, this little fella coming in. I don't think they intentionally knocked Heupel, but just my read of it, and again, I may be Mr. Negative here, but my read of it is, we've been through so many new coaches. We keep doing this. Or we're going to put another guy. We got something else going on. Put the stadium on there. We'll get Heupel on there too, but we don't need to. We've had Pruitt. We've had Jones. Enough. People aren't into this whole new coach thing again. That was my take when I saw it. Again, am I too big of a villain? Do you think this is just natural that you would do this?
I think it is. I think it's two things. One, I think it's having a head coach who's not that worried about his face being all over everything. I wonder if this was presented to Josh Heupel. Do you want to do this? And he's like, I don't want my face all over that. Like that. I think that's just who he is. So I don't think he's that worried about it. And two, I think the stadium. I mean, let's face it. You're selling your history. All of those things are recruiting tools. You're trying to sell your history. The fact they've got a 100-year-old stadium to begin with is pretty remarkable. So I think that's just a natural thing to sell. And it's again having a head coach that doesn't have a massive ego.
Josh?
Yeah, I don't know that I would have thought about it until you brought it up. So now I kind of want to go back and look at UCF media guides and see how prevalent he was there versus Tennessee.
I think the picture of Heupel there makes it look like he's going, maybe someday it'll be Heupel Stadium.
Yeah.
So, no, I think I'm going to go with John on this one, though. I think, little diminutive.
We've done. I just wonder if they didn't say, all right, how many times? We're just going to have another guy on the cover of this thing in 3 years. We got something else going on. Let's put the stadium up there front and center.
I'm trying to remember, though. Did they have Pruitt, Butch Jones, those people in their first year as prominently featured on media guide covers? I'm not sure they did.
We'll have to go back and look.
Yeah.
I think they did. When we come back, the fun of the name, image, likeness stuff has created another interesting story that we can discuss and debate next. Is it the end of the 85-man scholarship limit? Come on back on the Sports Source.